This is Charlie Morgan. He makes $30 million a year, and a lot of that came because he mastered one channel, YouTube. You might consider his channel ugly, and yet this is what he says.
15K a month is what we charge for ads, right? Ad management.
His clients pay $15,000 a month. Charlie might run the most profitable ugly channel on YouTube. 30 million a year in info and consulting business. And he only films videos with motherboard and his laptop. In this video, I'm breaking down the entire machine. The two-setup channel that separates attention from buyers, the content ladder built on intent instead of interest, how he films 4 videos a week, the funnel engineered to reject most of the leads, and the team behind it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to copy it for your own business. So let's get into the video. So not many people know, but Charlie actually runs 2 channels, and we'll get into this in a little bit. But first of all, let's understand what each video is worth to him. So he said that you might only get 50 views per video, but every video you make will probably get you a client. And this is the core idea of the strategy that we're using to help our clients generate from 10 to 20 qualified calls a month. Because let's say you only need like an hour to film one video. So it takes you like 4 hours of filming content every week to post 4 videos a week. So if you have 2 channels, you can post 1 video for the main channel and then 3 videos for the business channel. Charlie has it very well separated. He has 1 channel for beginners and then second channel for real operators who are already making money and they want real education from YouTube. Now, the thing is, if you only get 50 views per video, let's say from each video, you get at least 1 client. That's minimum 2 to 3 clients every week. And basically the math here is so simple. If you spend an hour to make a video that gets you 1 client, that's basically 300 to 400K for Charlie because he charges 15K a month. So if you count the retainers, you can basically say that the cost of getting $100,000 is just making 1 YouTube video that's well researched, well done, targeting exactly his pain points and exactly what his buyers want to hear from him. So the core idea here is very simple because you don't need reach. It's all about the intent. And Charlie Morgan knows exactly who is he trying to target. And that way he's not targeting like only broke people with his first channel, but just because he has the second channel where he doesn't get a lot of views, that's where he makes the most money. So here's his setup, basically how many minutes he needs to spend on each video and how much dollars he gets in return. So let's say he makes a filming sprint this week and he films 23 videos. This will leave him with like 4 videos every week for the next 4 to 5 weeks. And he posts 3 videos for his business channel and 1 video for his main channel. And the math here is very simple. Just repeat this for a full year and he makes 30 million back. So obviously YouTube is not the only thing he does. He also runs a lot of ads and a lot of different acquisition channels. But after analyzing like 50 to 100 agency owners who cross 100K a month, I've seen the same pattern across all of them. Basically, if they only relied on 1 channel and then moved to another channel like YouTube, where you get to basically educate your buyers to learn from you, they will trust you more. They will be more likely to buy from you. This is the moment where for a lot of these guys that you may be following on YouTube, on Instagram, that was the time when they were able to scale past 100K a month, right? So YouTube works fantastically when you already have 1 acquisition channel fully dialed. So for example, if you run ads, you have a lot of leads, but some of these leads are not converting to calls or they're not buying from you because they don't trust you enough, then that's the perfect moment to start YouTube because you can take some of that traffic from ads, direct them to your YouTube channel where they can learn their own piece, where they can learn in their own pace. And that's how the full machine works basically. Now I already mentioned that Charlie runs 2 channels. So let's have a look at the numbers. So if you've known Charlie for a minute, you should know his main channel. His main channel is at 300,000 subscribers and the audience, to be honest, it's mostly beginners. Then the second channel, that's the trend we see with all the bigger guys like Iman Ghazi or Mozi. They all run second channels because yes, you can have a beginner friendly YouTube channel. This will get you quickly to a couple thousand subscribers, but when you grow a little bit more, that's when you realize that a lot of these people who you're trying to sell to, they're just beginners, they don't have much money. So that's when you should start a business channel. And a lot of these people, they're doing exactly the same thing. They build their audience, they build their name with beginner friendly content, and then they start a business channel. And the sole job of each of these channels is, first of all, attention on the main channel, and then on the business channel, it's basically conversion. Because realistically speaking, what's the point of attracting only the beginners? Like, yes, you can have only beginners come into your YouTube channel, but they'll never cross a specific milestone in their career, and you can only help them scale up to like 10K or something like this. But when it comes to guys like Charlie, who cross 10 million in revenue yearly, he can easily start teaching people how to cross 50K, 100K, and that's exactly what he does. But this is what the second channel is for. Now, if we look at both channels, you'll see exactly what kind of topics he's talking about at each of his channels. So this is his main channel, and as you can see, the oldest video he posted was like 5 years ago. And when he was starting, a lot of this content was mainly just targeting people he wanted to sell, right? So he was focusing on the highest intent people he could target through YouTube and sort of documenting his journey and helping his existing clients understand better how they can grow and all of that stuff. But if you look at his latest videos, a lot of this content is just heavily motivational content. How to get rich quick, how to reprogram your brain to get rich. A lot of the motivational content targeting mostly beginners and people who have issues with like motivation, being productive. So just by looking at these titles, you can see that he's targeting beginners. And the main reason for this is because he's directing all of these people to his community, which is free. And you can see he's got 70K members right now, and it's only going to grow. He basically teaches people how to get to the first 10K a month. So this is the first step in his funnel, obviously this cool community. And then all of these beginners, then they can buy courses from him or buy some other programs for beginners. And a big chunk of his revenue obviously comes from beginners, but another very big chunk of his revenue is coming from his business channel, where he's targeting people who are at a higher sophistication level. They need a little bit more educational videos where he breaks down different concepts like case studies with his clients, what kind of methods they are using, like looms, dialing, DMs, all of that stuff, where he shows more steps that are here in the process of signing more clients and scaling your offers. And as you see, the views on these videos are way lower than on the main channel. Here we have like 2K, 5K, 2K, 1K, and on the main channel, 70K, 17, 13, 15. He basically gets 3 times more views on this channel, but that's the purpose of this channel. So sole purpose of this channel is just to get attention from all of the beginners. That's the fastest way to grow his channel, so he goes this way. But for people who need a little bit more help with scaling and need to see his actual expertise, they don't need motivation, they're going here because they want to see some of his education, see if they can learn something new from him. And if they continue watching his videos, they'll learn a lot. And basically what it helps Charlie to do is build more trust in people who already make like 10K, 20K, need some help with scaling their business. And now question to you, which one of these 2 channels do you think makes him more money? And why is this the second channel? Obviously, that's where most of the people who already run businesses, they know Charlie. That's where they get educated. That's where he builds trust with them. And that's how he's able to convert 15K retainers from each video he posts on the second channel. So how he films videos, how he chooses the topics, it's a very simple process. Basically, here's our intent ladder. At the top of the intent ladder, we have lifestyle and mindset. This is the content that targets the beginners, people who have problems with their productivity, their motivation. That's where he catches a lot of these people. People who want to get rich is the second step in the ladder. Basically, the solution to a problem of motivation, problem with productivity is becoming rich. When you have this motivation of becoming rich and you're looking for ways to make money, this means your intent is a little bit higher than person who's just struggling for looking things to do in their life. Obviously, someone who wants to get rich already knows they need to run a business. And an example of a title in this ladder is How to Get So Rich Your Parents Think You Sell Drugs. It's a provocative title and it targets exactly the kind of people he wants to target, like young guys who are just trying to make some money without selling drugs. And then educational sauce is the highest intent type of content, where Charlie shows exactly specific techniques that he uses or he teaches his students to make more money. And an example of this is best cold email template to get clients, the Loom outreach videos, and a lot of this type of videos is exactly a solution to a problem that a lot of the beginner business owners have, which is just getting more clients, right? So obviously the biggest audience will be here at the top, but with his content, he's deliberately making content in a way that will take people from the top of the ladder down to the educational sauce. You want to make content with as much value as possible without giving too much away so that you're not sabotaging your own business. If you have a consulting offer, coaching offer, you obviously cannot give away too much because people will not buy from you because they will learn everything themselves. So you need to make a balance here, but make sure that your content is valuable and it's opening their eyes to different problems and showing potential solutions that they have never heard of. Now, another part of the process is disqualification. He pushes viewers away in the intro, and a creator optimizing for watch time would never do this, because if you're deliberately pushing people away from your video, that means you don't want certain people to watch your videos, and that works exceptionally well in the educational videos, because if someone's not ready yet, they have problems with motivation, they don't have a business running, they don't know what kind of business they should start, then watching a video about the best ways of getting clients for your agency is not the best idea. So he deliberately disqualifies people. It works because the people who stay have self-selected into mindset that closes. So a lot of the people that are running their YouTube channels get it wrong because they try to target everyone to get as much views as possible to grow their channel. By having a lot of views and having a lot of subscribers, you're not getting a lot of money. You just have vanity metrics and not qualified leads. So you should always qualify in your videos, because if you don't do this, you'll basically target tire kickers, people who are beginners. Like if you're just starting with your YouTube channel, go after the people that you're helping right now and people who you want to help more. Because obviously, yes, Charlie has a successful business, but a lot of his business came from teaching beginners how to start a business. And if you're selling high ticket service for a couple grand, you cannot target beginners because they simply don't have that much money. So how he does this, in the first 2 minutes, he proves he's credible. He drops numbers. He tells people what he achieved so far and then pushes the wrong people out. And especially in the educational videos and especially in his business channel. On the business channel, he's disqualifying people because he doesn't want them to enter his high ticket funnel. Okay, so you might be thinking that, okay, if I start a YouTube channel, I'll post a few long form videos and I'll cut it to short form. Well, Charlie does exactly what I recommend my clients as well. Do not make shorts if you want people to stay for longer and watch your long form videos, because the short form alone, it's not enough for a person to understand your mechanism explanation and continue in the sales process either. And the trap for a lot of business owners on YouTube is the ego, because you're saying that your videos get not enough views and you think, okay, let's post some short form so I get more views. But if you publish a video that gets 50 views, but you still get a client, that means you're gonna give up the scoreboard, the views, the vanity metrics. But most business owners, real operators, they simply cannot do this because having less than 100 views on a video looks terribly wrong. But in reality, it's not. So I know it's not easy to have this willingness to publish low view content, but this is the only thing that lets you target buyers instead of big audiences. So ask yourself, do you want a big audience or do you want buyers watching your content? Okay, quick pause here. You know that Charlie makes a lot of money from YouTube and you would like to do the same. You're well aware that you have to start somewhere, you have to start small to get to even half of his results. And you think you can talk for an hour in front of the camera, but you simply just don't have the time to find the right topics and haven't found someone who can just tell you what to film, handle the full production pipeline, and point you in the right direction strategically. So that's exactly what we do. We research your ICP, then reverse engineer a liar videos that are proven to convert on YouTube. So we hand you the ideas, we hand you the scripts, you only need to film, and we handle the rest, the editing, the thumbnail testing, and publishing. So if you're doing 20K a month right now from your high ticket offer and want someone to actually hand you the right ideas and point you in the right direction, then click the first link in the description to book a call with me. We'll see if this is a good moment for you to start on YouTube, and you can even get a free long form YouTube video from us if you qualify. So if you're making 20K a month right now and you want to take YouTube seriously, then click the first link in the description and let's talk. So if you watch at least one video from Charlie, you know that he's known for his that simple setup. He basically only has a camera, a laptop, and a whiteboard on Miro. He doesn't write scripts. He makes everything seem very easy, and you might think that he basically just one-shots videos and it's a complete raw dog strategy. And I somewhat agree with him, but it simply won't be the same for a lot of people watching this. Yes, he has the full whiteboard. It does strategic work, raw visuals, signal information and density, and polished videos that are edited and scripted. They're often compensating for a weak product, right? That's basically the whole idea that Charlie is sharing with us. I would frame it a little bit differently because a lot of people will see guys like Charlie, like Mark Builds Brands, and they will think that it's all random ideas and it's just raw dog strategy. But in reality, it's not. Everything is well planned and he selectively chooses ideas. The thing with him is that he's made hundreds of videos and he can do it in like one shot. But a lot of people who are just starting on YouTube, they need some scripts. They need to compensate with editing for their bad presentation on camera, bad speaking. Charlie's very good in this because he's taking the reps in. But a lot of people who are just starting out, not knowing what to do, doing random shit will just make it harder for you to grow faster instead of using a script and edited video. Because editing and scripts, yes, this is a compensation for your weak skills in front of a camera, for lack of experience in filming videos like this. But in order to one-shot it and make it seem easy, you actually need to follow a good system. So if you know how a good script is structured, if you know what to show and what to say in the beginning of the video, what kind of value you need to share with your audience, and you do it 100 times, then it gets easy. But if you're just starting out and trying to do it like they are doing, you're most likely going to fail because you have no benchmark to what's a good script, what's a good video, or just shooting in the dark, hoping it will work, it will stick. So I mentioned that Charlie is choosing his ideas very selectively. So how does he choose the ideas? So basically each client that he's worked with, they always had some ideas, they always had some questions, and he's had lots of conversations with their clients, I believe. And that's most likely the case with you. If you have at least one client, you had some convos with them and they ask you questions, they have some objections, and you might have sales calls as well. So all of these conversations, all of these questions, objections, this is the raw material that you need to turn to YouTube videos. Because let's say one client has one question, boom, that's one video idea. And why this works is because it's content that's solving a specific problem for your ICP. If your client is in your ICP, which obviously they will be, then what they are asking for, what kind of topics they like to hear about, is certainly a good idea. So even in his channel, he says he's documenting his journey, and obviously it could mean that he's just filming videos about whatever comes to his mind, but it's not coming from his mind, it's actually coming from the client. So if you have at least one client, you had at least one sales call this month, just know that this is the real factory for your ideas. So basically just take the transcripts of your calls with your clients, or copy the entire threads with your clients in Slack and WhatsApp, and just paste it to Claude or ChatGPT and look for their questions, their topics, their ideas, and turn these into ideas for your content. And like I said, Charlie's not a fan of scripting and editing their videos because they're essentially wrapping a third, and that's what Charlie says about high production value. I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the videos that I posted that were very raw, no real editing, just cuts, they really performed well. So if you can speak in front of the camera, you have some real valuable assets, just use them and make videos about them. Even in one of my recent convos with my client, he said that he basically loomed his way into a few hundred subs, and I believe that everyone should do the same. Basically, if you're just starting out, just make looms, no crazy editing, none of that. Just try to get to a few hundred subs and then start working with an expert, and then start looking for an editor or a YouTube agency just to make sure that you're getting through your results as fast as possible. And now the third step of this process is the titles and the thumbnails. Obviously, if you look at his channel, it all looks very raw. But what is cool about what he does and how we can replicate some of his ideas is that, first of all, I told you, we mine the ideas from the client calls, then we edit the videos, but step 3 is actually the first step that should happen. Okay, you might have a good idea, but if you package this video wrong, if it's not being clicked, you're basically wasting all of this time, all of this value that could be shared with your audience for a video that's not getting clicked. So make sure that your titles and the thumbnails are clickable, and one of the best ways to do it is basically by finding the outliers. So if you go on YouTube and you search YouTube and you find some videos that have high outlier score. I can even show it to you. So basically, if you go to Charlie's videos, and if you want to find the outliers on his channel, you just basically click on popular, and if you have vidIQ extension installed, you'll see these little badges here that basically mean that these are his best videos and are outperforming his other videos by 47x, for example, by 13x. So you basically look at the thumbnail and look at the title, and whatever kind of idea that you have, you just reverse engineer it for your own idea, for your own niche. Obviously with this, it might be a little bit hard because it's very beginner friendly. If you go at his other channel, look for popular videos, you can see that the thumbnails here are also like, they seem like it's not really a thumbnail, it's just like a board of everything, and it signals to the viewers that this video is going to be very raw, but the information density is going to be there for sure. So that's why these thumbnails work, because it signals that there's going to be a lot of value in this video. So if you want to replicate Charlie's strategy, just try to put every single graphic that you've included in your video on your Miro board and just put it on the thumbnail, so it seems like this is a very valuable video. If you look at the thumbnail, like, you're just shocked with the amount of value they're giving away, right? And to a lot of people's surprise, like, there are guys like Alex Ramosi, like Gary Vee, that have basically tens of people on their teams, but with Charlie, it's very simple, very low maintenance team. Basically, he films everything solo, and I believe he also ideates the videos solo. So all it takes for him is just camera, laptop, and Miro board. No crew, no producer, no content manager, and it's very cheap and it's very repeatable. And that's how Charlie was able to maintain it for so long, because if you look at his channel, he's posting consistently every week. But obviously he's not a solopreneur. He has lots of people handling different stuff, like sales reps, like editors, setters, some fractional ads team. So obviously he's not doing everything himself, and that's an important lesson. Obviously Charlie delegated all of the sales work, all of the funnel building to other people so he can focus on YouTube. So he knows how to do YouTube. He does this very effectively and it's cheap for him. So he's delegated other tasks, but YouTube stays on his plate. Now let's say you actually handle the sales in your company, so you cannot really put as much focus into content, then that's the time when you should consider whether you should be delegating this work or not. Like researching videos, writing scripts, preparing the assets, and all of that, that's usually around 10 hours every week for people I've worked with. And honestly, they always complain that it takes basically too much time from their work every day. So if that's you, then I would consider basically delegating YouTube, content creation, writing, producing the videos, all of that, so you can focus on the one thing that you do best in your business. So here's the honest part, and it's the same for everyone I talk with. You probably can't handle the filming. You can probably talk for an hour in front of the camera because you know exactly your audience problems, you know how to solve them, and it's gonna be that simple for you. But that's not really what's stopping you from being consistent and getting real qualified calls from YouTube. Knowing which topics will pull buyers, knowing how to package these videos so that buyers click on it, and keeping their attention for longer. You're basically not there yet to one-shot a video and post it and get a couple hundred views or even a couple thousand views. All you need is just someone who will hand you the ideas, handle the full production pipeline, and point you in the right direction when it comes to your strategy. And this is exactly our YouTube client acquisition system that we install for high-ticket offer owners doing at least 20K a month. So if you want to book qualified calls consistently from YouTube, click the first link in the description to book a call with me. We'll see if YouTube is the right move for you and what you need to install to make it a consistent and predictable YouTube client acquisition system. And if you qualify, we'll even make one full long-form video for you completely on us, so you see the full process of working together and decide yourself if this makes sense for you or not. If you want to see another cool breakdown of someone you probably know who does a lot of money from YouTube, then watch this video that you see on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.